Okay, hi guys. As you saw in the last video, we have finished these pages. So we did the background already with the granulating watercolors, and now I want to show you how to finish off these pages. I decided to go one page at a time because I think the video would become too chaotic. So I already started some elements just to a bit figure out how will be the color palette. But I didn't do every element, so you can completely follow along. I'm going to start actually with this page, so the dreamcatcher page, but we have many more pages that I want to cover. So this is not over, it's just part 2, I guess, of a series now. It turned into a series. Okay, so let's start. First thing I want to do is I want to give a base layer to, how you call this, the branch of the 2 branches of the dreamcatcher. And I'm going to use a new color too for that. I'm going to use this one. Actually, it comes from a set. Comes from the dark set of the new colors. It's a new limited edition one. It's unfortunately one of the colors, but I guess you can find a similar color in other sets. I just love new colors, so I got this this set, the dark colors. So I'm going to use Caput Mortem for this. And Caput Mortem has like a purplish, grayish, brownish color, and it's going to be perfect for what I want, because I want more like a red hardwood type of color for the outline. So we can start with that. So I'm just gonna put it down. Maybe I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I think that's fine. So I'm just gonna start and color it. A light layer. This is just to help, because then I need to do less work with the colored pencils. This is totally optional, so you can totally decide not to do this. It's totally fine if you don't and just go straight in with the colors. I just do it in general just because then I have to put less effort into the coloring with the colored pencils, because they already have a base layer. So I'm just gonna go over it. And I also saw a few comments saying that I covered a lot of the elements, like the birds and like parts of the feathers with granulating watercolors. This is absolutely not a problem. You can go over it. Even with light colors, you can really go over it. Because I also explained that I think in the comments that the granulating watercolor leaves behind like a like a residue, not a residue, but like leaves the paper quite textured, and the pencils grab way more onto the paper like this, so you have to put less effort to bring the pigment to the page. That's also another reason why I like to base my pages with watercolors in general, because it's just easier. Okay, so just a light layer, and I'm just going to use a brush like this, a water brush or whatever you call these things, to dissolve and put the color. So you see it's a really very nice like brownish purple, and I'm just gonna cover yeah, this is still visible. Is this? I think it is. Just gonna color the page, color the wood like this. I think it also fits the page and it fits the background, this color. And then while this is drying, we can already start with the leaves. So while this is drying, we can already start with the feathers and with the leaves. So for the feathers, I have 3 colors. And I also used 505 jelly roll. So here I have the sepia from the Luminance. I have the sepia 10% of the Luminance, and I also have this one, Sky Mists. You can definitely exchange it to any other ones. And the other blue, I just have a few Holbein pencils because I'm currently testing them out to see how I like them. So let me zoom in for the feathers. So we can start. Yeah, so the first thing I did was outlining here. So you have like kind of like, I don't know how this is called, like the nerve or something. So I just started with outlining the middle part of the feather very lightly. So also I want to mention that in this case I imagine the light source to come from the front, mostly from the front. Yes. So I'm just going to outline these. So you can see that here part of the feather has been covered by the granulating watercolors, which is totally fine. We can work over it. You're going to see it's going to completely cover up what we did in the previous step. Just going to make it feather out a bit, like so. I'm working very light right now. And I don't have to do much effort with the pencil either, due to the watercolors underneath. So I'm just giving it a small layer of sepia first, especially here. In the middle, I want to darken it up and then go lighter towards the feathers, or the end of the feathers. I will show one feather and then maybe I'm gonna speed up the rest, because otherwise this video is gonna take forever, because I color very, very slowly. And now I'm gonna take sepia 10% and work my way with over a transition zone between the middle of the feather and the ends. I don't completely go over the total end because the complete end, because I want to cover it up with this one, the Sky Mists. Okay, something like this. And now I'm gonna go in with the sky mist in the very tip of the feathers, and then like go very lightly over the rest. And you can start to see that you can really cover up the paint underneath. You can go over the black lines and they will almost disappear. It's also a way to get rid of the black lines, just go over them with watercolor and then with a color pencil and they almost disappear. I'm also gonna go along the middle here. And now I'm gonna go back in with sepia. We are getting there. Put some highlight in the middle. I think this looks about right. I'm gonna just go quickly in back in with the sepia 10% to see if I have to smooth out some areas. Transition zone. A tiny bit maybe. I went elements out of line sometimes a bit, but we can fix it up, no worries. I'm gonna go back in with Sky Mist, making it a bit more intense. Okay, this is about right. And just see some lines you want to fix quickly. Okay, this looks about right. Now I want to finish up the feather with some gel pen. I'm gonna quickly see if this one works. Yes. So what I'm gonna do now is just outline the feather. So basically go over the black lines. Okay, this is finished. Now I will let this sufficiently dry and then we can move on. Okay, so maybe we can move on with another element. So maybe let's do the leaves, the tiny leaves here. So for these leaves, I'm going to use dark sap green from the Luminance and the mint green from the Holbeins. Okay. And this combo I use very often for leaves. So usually what I do, because the leaf can look quite flat, I like to make like a little line here in the middle, so it looks like there is light from on top of the leaf. So I'll show you. So here I will just imagine that the leaf, so the light hits the leaf from on top. So I draw something more in the middle, like draw a line, a darker line in the middle, and then also on the bottom, completely to the black line. Just like this. And then I'm gonna go in with this leaf, with this color, sorry, the mint green on top. Cover the top part. I don't try to go over the middle line that I just made, so the middle dark line. And then here, the lower part, I also go over it. And you can see that the watercolor paint that was originally covering the leaf completely disappeared. So now to make it a bit smoother, I'm gonna go back and forth a bit between these two until I'm satisfied. So like this, and then click on it, go like this, to make sure everything blends out nicely. Something like this. And something happened here at the end of the leaf, so I'm gonna make it a bit sharper. It looks actually like a leaf. And then I'm going to go over here. And you see that you can really cover up darker colors or darker paints with very light colors. Okay, something like this. I'm gonna use the same two colors because I see there is some like leafy bits coming out of the circular elements. So I'm just gonna do the same methods. Now of course you cannot divide your leaves, so I'm just gonna take one side of the leaf dark and I want to make the other side light. And I'm gonna go with the lighter color on top, covering the black line. I think we're done. Maybe let's finish off the feather first. So let's go back to the feather. So I'm going to use the same sky mist that we used for this feather. And then I'm just going to go over the gel pen that I put down. And then the gel pen will also take the color of the pencil. So the feather is finished. Then we can move on with the circle, and I just realized that I forgot to do the middle part, so let's quickly do that. Can let this dry in the meantime. And then for the other vines, I call these vines because leaves are coming out of them, so I consider them vines. So I'm gonna color them green as well. For this, I'm gonna use a warmer green, not a cool green like I use for the leaves, because I want now also the circle and the thing in the middle, so the scene in the middle, to come more forwards. So maybe I'm gonna show you how I would do the vines. I already started, I selected my color palette. Let me just quickly take the colors I selected. I also introduced a tiny bit of yellow, but not too much. So let's see. Yeah, so these are the colors I want to use. Dark phthalocyanide green, moss green, brown ochre, and primrose, or primrose from the Luminance. Maybe let's move on where I left off. So in this case, so the vines, I used here the dark green, so the dark phthalocyanide green. I'm just gonna fix it up a bit. So I put this on the bottom, also with the intention that the light hits the top, as is the same with the leaves. So I can go over the black lines again, and they will completely disappear. Okay, now with the moss green, gonna go over. So you see how easy it is to really cover up the lines, the dark lines. Okay, like this. I'm gonna now introduce a tiny bit of yellow, well actually brown ochre, but for me this looks more like a warm yellowish, a tiny bit. I don't want it to overpower. Like this, here, a few elements like this. And then what I do is I make it a bit lighter with the primrose. That was a bit dirty. And then we can go over the yellow and the greens. Oh, that's a bit too much. No worries, we can fix that up. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with the dark one, the dark green. So now I want to continue with the vines here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is going to make these parts. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make these parts darker. And then the middle, leave the middle open, and then these parts as well, darker. And so on. And then I'm gonna use the moss green. Really covering up the dark lines. And so on. I don't do hard pressure, I do very soft pressure. And then in the middle, I'm gonna use the primrose. And then here, make a bit of a highlight. To make it blend more, I'm gonna try to leave open the middle where I touched it with the primrose. So something like this, I think should work. And then I'm gonna just back in with the primrose, lightly go over, not high pressure at all, just medium pressure. See? And it looks like a vine. Let's do another one. Let's do maybe, this one. I'll have to turn a bit around because it's not so convenient for my hands. Like this. And then I go in with the moss green. Slightly cover it, also the middle part. Now you see this. Oops, here not happy. Yeah. And now we go in with the primrose, just in the middle part. Just like that. Now I'm gonna fix up with the dark green. Like this. Oops. And again, I'm not doing so well today. Constantly coloring out of line. Maybe you can put a very strategic star there later. Something like this. Okay, let's do one more. Here. I want to finish off some of these elements in this page today. So we have this part left to do of the circle of the dreamcatcher. Then we also have a waterfall left, some rocks, the water, a bird, some birds here in the background, stars in the background, and I think that's it. So we'll be able to finish it in one sitting now. I just don't want you to spend one full business day watching me color a page, because that's usually how long it takes, if not longer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the crimson aubergines, also covering the borders, and I'm really deliberately leaving the middle part of the circle a bit empty. Meaning that I don't cover it with pencil yet, because this is where the highlight is gonna be. And now we're gonna go in with the sea fog. I'm not doing hard pressure. I think I'm doing like kind of medium pressure. I'm going super hard, and I'm just gonna cover only, for now, only the middle parts. Now I'm gonna go back in to fix it up with the crimson aubergine. We're gonna go over the sides and very lightly over the middle parts. So it's gonna get a bit darker now. If I'm not happy, I can always go back in later and fix it up a bit, but let's first move on maybe with the vines. So I used the same strategy as for the other side, so I did exactly the same. I used the same green as I also did for the vines in the middle. I used the dark phthalo cyanide green together with the moss green and the primrose. So let's first start. So what I do here, I can zoom in more, Yes, I'm going to do the downsides. You see that I covered it as well with the caput mortuum, but really don't worry about that, we can really color over it. So now I'm going to first go at the bottom, on the bottom with the halo cyanide green. Okay, like this. Only the bottom part, so you see there's still some reds or some caput mortuum left on the top. Then I'm gonna go over it with the moss green on top, with very light pressure over the whole thing, the whole vine. Just light pressure. Like this. And then I have the primrose, and I'm only gonna touch up the top part, so making this a bit lighter. Yeah, you see a glare. Sorry about that. It's in the afternoon right now, and it's only getting worse. So let's try to finish up this page before the sun is completely in this window, because the window is right on top of me, so that's why you see such a glare. Should find a way to fix it maybe at some point, but let's first move on. So this part is done. The vines are also done. We still have the waterfall to go. Let's maybe first do the waterfall. For this one I'm using the indigo from Holbein. Also just a pencil, just use any dark blue pencil you have. Please don't feel the need to have this one. And I'm just gonna outline like the darker lines of the waterfall, like here, and here. And I have another tiny waterfall here, so just this part. And very lightly, and more intense on the top, and then lighter on the bottom. Just like that. Then I also have a very tiny stump of malachite green, which also will go over. So I'll go over the indigo that we just put down, because I want to make it a bit more green. It's like a turquoisey color, so any turquoise you have. Like this. Maybe also a bit like this. Don't go all the way to the bottom. Leave it here. Okay, and then I have the beryl green. I love this green, such a bright. And then I'm gonna go over the bottom part a bit more and go over the other parts as well. Make sure you leave some space still for some highlights. Like this. Like this. So you still see some gaps, which is good, because now I want to go in with the celadon, I think. But any light green color will do, bluish green, light green color will do. And now I'm gonna go over the dark outlines as well with this color. So you see, I'm just covering it up. And you see that the dark lines are disappearing a bit. I'm gonna go with the outside, covering the dark lines, bring it down. Again, covering the dark lines and bring it down. Look at the green as well here. Okay, and that's it for the waterfall. Then we also have the lake here. Gonna use the indigo, again the same indigo, and lightly fill in the gaps here between the grass. The grass we will fill in later as well. So let's first very lightly. I don't want it to go too dark. And just like this. And here on the side a bit. Oh, this part. And then we go in with the malachite green. So we just go over the indigo we just put down. Ooh, I forgot the part here. I don't want to touch too much on the higher parts because these are going to be lighter because the water is falling down here. So I want to make these parts lighter. Okay, so then we also go lightly over with the beryl green. I'm going to make the bird pinkish purple, like the other birds on the page, which you will see later. So I lightly go over, I don't go hard at all, like very light pressure, just go over it. And then I want to go back in with the celadon and then blend it all of it together. I don't go all the way to the bottom because I want this part to stay relatively dark. But I can go over all the dark lines, like here, like so. Okay, I'm just gonna touch up a bit with the indigo. So I have a 0.5 jelly roll, or use any jelly roll you have, or whatever gel pen you have. So now I'm gonna also outline a bit the waterfall, but very lightly. So here I'm gonna start from the bottom. The pen works. Yeah, like this. But I don't go all the way to the top. I just like stop halfway and make it like feather out. Here as well. Stop half and feather out. Feather out. If I feel like I went over too much, I can always go back in with a pencil to erase it. Just like this. Yeah, okay. And then you see some light lines in the waterfall that she drew. So you also just go over it and make it feather out. Feather out. Just like that. Yes. Just like that. No more, because we're going to go over later with a pencil. Same for this one. Just not all the way to the top. And then a tiny bit lines following the line, but not all the way to the top. And then here you see there's some, it's like from the water, so just we're going to cover those with gel pen. The water cascading down the waterfall. So I'm going to try to cover them up as best as I can. It does not have to be perfect at all, because we're going to go back over later with the pencils. So like this, just following the shapes of the dark lines a bit. Like this. We're also going to use some acrylic pen to make it seem like there's like water and like drops and coming from the waterfall, so it looks like an actual waterfall. I'm gonna do the same for these over here as well. So follow the lines, cover them up. So lightly touch on the lines on the water. the lines here, but don't worry about it too much. You'll see what we're gonna do with this. If it's not completely covered, it's fine. I'll lightly cover the lines now. And then we have to let it dry before we can move on anyway, so we can first do another element. Oh wait, I also don't want to bring it down too much because this is supposed to be darker here. I also want to give an illusion that is darker. Okay, so let's just let it dry for now. The other waterfalls I already did, so these are the only two I didn't do yet. So maybe let's move on to the mountains first. I have here, here. So I'm going to use Payne's Gray for this, or any dark blue gray or dark gray you have, and some French gray I used, and also some not dark sage green, but the other one that we used before, the dark phthalo cyanide green. So I'm going to start with the Payne's Gray, and I'm just gonna from the top make some lines. It does not have to be perfect at all. I'm just following the lines that she already drew, and not all of them, just here and there I follow some lines to give a bit the impression that there is some texture on the mountain and the rocks. So just want to, and also make it a bit darker on the bottom. This is where the most shadow is going to be. Just like this. Same here for this one. Something like this. And with the same Payne's Gray, we're already going to do the rocks that are going in between the waterfalls. So we're going to use exact same Payne's Gray. I already did these. So wherever she indicated a shadow, I go over it and also go over the bottom part of the rocks, because I assume at least these are rocks. So I just go over the bottom part because we want to create maybe some effect here of the moonlight hitting the stone, the rocks. That's what I want. You can always also add some moss to it as well. This I'm gonna cover up because this is supposed to be hidden behind the waterfall. So this is supposed to be in a shady area. Oops, I went a bit too much in the waterfall. Let's just fix that up. That's okay. Okay. So Payne's Gray still, this side of the waterfall. Also this should be dark because this is supposed to be hidden behind the waterfall, and maybe these rocks can come out. Like this, only the bottom part of the rocks. Something like this. And then for the foliage, so for the foliage, I used the dark. What is it? Oh, the dark phthalo cyanide green. So I already did the bottom part of this because we're going to use the same green also for the mountains. To make it give like a bit of an illusion that it's like in the forest. It's hidden in the forest. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit darker, the foliage. Just the bottom parts, because that's what is supposed to be hidden from the light. Like this. And then with the same green, we're also going Okay, I give up. My microphone just does not want to cooperate. Anyway, so we have few things left to finish now. We have the birds and still the bird here in the middle, and we also have the stars. So maybe we can finish up the bird in the middle first. So I want to keep the same color scheme as the birds in the background. So I want to use again the brown aubergine and the sea fog. I'm gonna maybe just work a bit with the shadows. Just gonna outline with the darker purple the lines that she already drew. And then maybe here some shadows. Zoom in a bit. Okay. And now I'm gonna go over with the sea fog over the black lines, lightly in the middle, and also here on the heads of the birds. I'm gonna make it darker. Again, the aubergine. Violet brown. The violet brown. Something like this, and then also accentuate a bit. And then just the heads, and I think that's it. I feel like I want to add some more color to the birds. Because I know it's not a flamingo, but maybe I can add something, some more color to it. Maybe this, a bit brighter colors. This is purplish reds, also from the Luminance. Just to add a bit more, something like this. And then we're also gonna outline it with a jelly roll. I think the lines are a bit too dark. Especially here on the neck. Something like this. And then maybe we can finish off the grass here on the bottom. I'm gonna use misty green. Like this, covered completely the white lines. Like this. And then the bird is still drying in the meantime, so also the birds here on the side, I think I want to let them dry a bit more. Let's finish off the stars. So what I was thinking, oh my god, I need to see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I was thinking for the stars is here. So I'm just going to outline them with a 08 gel pen, white gel pen. So now we're gonna let these dry for a moment. Maybe let's finish up the birds. So we use the violet brown and the sea fog for these, so let's just finish it up. So this bird, I'm just gonna go the outline of the bird with the purple completely, you know, tail and everything. Only the outline, also this part of the outline, but not the feather part. The feather part I'm gonna do with the sea fog. The other side as well, like this. Okay. The other bird here as well. Okay, and now with the sea fog, I'm gonna go over the feathers. As well as the bottom one here. Okay, as for our kind of flamingo that we made, I'm also gonna go maybe with a purplish pink, purplish red. The purplish red over the bird a bit, just like the feather parts here, down in the darker parts, and then the lighter parts I still want to do. I also noticed I forgot some grass here. There you go. And then with the lighter parts I want to go with the sea fog again, so on top. Okay, that's it. Okay, and I quickly want to use this cardboard from the Carandash to finish off the stars. So let me see where I am in the camera. Okay, so we have some stars here, which I want to finish. So we now just covered the stars with the gel pen, but now I want to like make him go out a bit more. And for this, we're going to use just a white pencil. Here I'm using the white from the Holbein and cardboard or whatever ruler you have. And then I'm just gonna do this. Make it look like this. The other side as well. Just like, oh, oops. Just like this. And if you're not happy, you can always like tweak it a bit more with the shape. But that's it. And then here another one next to the birds. And now you see that we still have some balls or drops to go, and for that I want to cover them up with some metallic paint. So metallic, actually some of this. So I use a Finetec quite often. Just like that. I think this is it. Maybe I'm going to do a few more here on top, because otherwise they're all at the bottom. I'm going to just choose a few and also add some of these drops on the bottom. It's on the other side of it. also in the middle. Making very careful not to. Should have done that first maybe. Or waited. I'm just being random here. I just want to see if there are some, you know, can use a bit of shine, some sparkle. Okay, I think we are about done with this page. Yes, I'm gonna let this dry and then we can come back to the page. Okay, this is the final result. So here you have it. The only thing I did was just with some light blue gel pen, I went around the lines that were around the circles, but this is it. So maybe I'm gonna show you up close. There's some glare, but if I hold it like this, it looks better. So you can see the metallic paint that we used, but this is it basically. So I hope you liked this video. The next page I want to finish is this one. So that will be part 3 then in the series. See you soon. Bye.